Alright, sir. This concludes the checkup, and your son's dog is in good health.
Thank you, Miss Majax. I'm sure my son will be glad to hear this news.
No problem, sir.
Ah, an engagement ring. Congratulations.
Thank you. Hold up. Did you hear that?
Yep. Bomb.
Good. I'm not the only one picking it up on my lantern ring then. Let's go and deal with this first before we send your son's dog home.
Agreed.
Well, damn, another requested review. So, yeah, thank you, Musical Meloetta, and for your reward, I'll be reviewing the 2006 anime adaptation of the 2002 manga, Ouran High School Host Club. Wow, this manga is 15 years old. That's about the same age as most of our main cast. Only difference is that I can't join the host club, though that would be pretty meta now that I think about it. Anyways, I do have some vague memories of watching the show in the past when my lady showed this to me, but that's about it. Now that I've seen Host Club in present day to completion, what do I think of it? Let's find out. The story of Ouran begins with one of our main leads, Haruhi Fujioka, arriving at the Ouran Academy, a fictional high school for the rich in Japan, and is also home to the titular Ouran High School Host Club, which is basically a club designed to entertain and please all who visit, regardless of backgrounds or preferences. Anyways, Haruhi runs into said host club while trying to find a place to study, and we get introduced to the people running it, which I will elaborate on more in the character element. For now, though, we got the lolly, the strong and silent guy, the twin/little devils, the quote-unquote cool guy, and the Prince Charming type. And funnily enough, I didn't come up with these summaries on my own. The show did, which is something I like about this series. It takes the cliches seen in other harem animes and is self-aware about it, even to the point where some of the show's comedy is based around making fun of these cliches, and in those instances, those comedic bits work out pretty well. But I digress. So Haruhi trips and smashes one of the expensive vases, and now she has to work for the host club in order to pay off the debt she got after smashing said vase. Reason? Because until the end of the first episode, most of the host club think Haruhi is a boy. Not like it matters to Haruhi anyways, because after Tamaki finds out that she is a female, she tells them that she doesn't really care if they think of her as a guy or a girl, because she thinks it's more important for someone to get recognized for who they are rather than what sex they are. Which I can get behind. And after that point, the rest of the season is pretty much based around Haruhi and the other host club members here at the Academy, with hijinks, drama, and even character development sprinkled in throughout its 26-episode run, capped off with an anime-only ending that feels like something I would see right out of the pages of the source material. Or in simpler terms, a really good ending that still contains the charm and style the episodes adapted from the manga had. Hell, after watching the finale, I pretty much went looking for the manga so that I could see what happens to these characters after this point, and to my surprise, it was even better than the anime at points. But this review is focused on the anime, so let's get back to that. So, yeah, much like other animes I reviewed in the past, Ouran's main story is simple, but effective. It works well enough to keep me interested in watching the next episode, and also made me interested to see what they could do with these characters. Speaking of which, the character element of this show is pretty good when it comes to the main leads. Haruhi is pretty likable, has a good personality and character arc, and her interactions with the other members of the host club is executed pretty well. Yeah, needless to say, it didn't take too long for me to like this character, and as time went on, she only got better. But the main female lead in a harem anime can't carry the show on their own, so how does the rest of the host club fare as characters? Pretty well, actually. As I said earlier, this anime makes fun of the cliches seen in other harem animes, including making fun of the stereotypical personality seen in the characters involved in the quote-unquote harem, and the fact that not all the people in the host club are obsessed with one to date Haruhi. If anything, the only main characters that have clear interest in Haruhi is the twins, which begins to appear as the show goes on, and Tamaki. And even then, it's not their entire character. Hell, for Tamaki, a lot of those moments where he's interested are played more for laughs than genuine romance in the anime. Speaking of Tamaki, let's start with him. As I said earlier, he's the Prince Charming type seen in other harem anime. He's good looking, has a way with the female characters of the high school, and is interested in the main lead. But that's not all he has going for him as a character. He genuinely treats the host club as his family, which makes a lot of sense when you consider his backstory with his mother and grandmother. He genuinely cares about other people not associated with the club, and will usually help them in their time of need, such as in episode 14 when he agrees to an interview with the newspaper club so that the club isn't shut down. But he also has his own faults, like being an idiot a lot of the time, and letting people take advantage of his kindness at points. But despite those faults, he's still one of my favorite characters in the show, and has some really good chemistry with both the host club members and Haruhi. Next up we have Hyoya, another character I would consider one of my favorites. He's the quote-unquote cool type, usually calm and collected, and also keeps the club's finances as well as the members themselves in check, but underneath that personality lies a determined man who will do everything that he can to ensure stability as well as ensuring that the club remains successful. Hell, in the previously mentioned episode 14, he was basically the reason why the newspaper club didn't publish a nasty fictional story about Tamaki. Though, part of that determination could also be because he feels pressure to surpass his older brother's achievements in life, and or impressing his father so that he can one day earn the right to inherit leadership of the company. So, yeah, I genuinely liked his personality, as well as his determination, and his interactions with the other members of the cast were handled really well, especially with Tamaki and Haruhi. Next up, we have Mitsukuni and Mori. Mitsukuni, or Honey Senpai, is the lolly of the group, obsessed with sweets and cute things, and is also a character I grew to love as the show went on. Anyways, I liked Honey Senpai because his kindness and love for cute things made for some pretty funny moments in the show. I loved his chemistry with his cousin Mori, and this guy can kick ass too. And when I saw that in the anime for the first time, I was both surprised and amazed because, yeah, I did not expect that out of this guy. But to contrast from something sweet and hyperactive, let's talk about the big and silent guy, Mori. He may be a tall and intimidating guy, but he's also soft-spoken and will do anything for his cousin in Host Club. Finally, we have the twins, and they're fine. They got a good backstory, and their chemistry with the others is fine. Hell, their comedic scenes and character art is great. But I'm not the biggest fan of their personalities at points. It just comes off as annoying sometimes. They're still good characters, though, don't get me wrong. The rest of the cast is fine, not much to complain about in that department, so let's move on to animation. The animation in this series is pretty good. I like the coloring and character models, the backgrounds look great, and when the show takes a moment to emphasize a scene, whether it be important or for a joke, I think the animation for said scenes work out pretty well. Finally, we have audio, and yeah, I really liked it. As I've said in previous reviews, I'm a sucker for classical music, so hearing classical tunes in the background put a smile on my face, especially since a lot of them were composed really well. Oh, and the opening song, it really got him catchy. Seriously, this is really good shit. And one thing I gotta give to the English version is that unlike other Funimation dubs, they actually did an English cover of the song, instead of slapping in the Japanese version and expecting the viewer to read the subtitle. And the cover, sung by Christine Sa, is really damn good. But speaking of vocals, let's talk about the voice work. The original Japanese version has pretty good performances all around, so not much to talk about there. So how does the English dub of the show fare? Well, hello?
Hey sweetie, it's me. Just calling to let you know I'll be home a little late. Someone tried to bomb the vet building, but your boss and I got that defused pretty quick. And now we're just waiting on the authorities so that we can give our stories and go.
Okay. Oh, thank goodness you're okay.
Agreed. Anyways, you're reviewing Ouran today if I remember correctly. Mind if I kill some time and help you out?
Yeah, sure. I was just about to talk about the dubs anyways.
Okay, sounds good. So yeah, Ouran's dub was handled by Funimation and was ADR directed by Caitlin Glass, who also plays Haruhi in the dub. Now, since this is a Funimation dub of a very popular anime in Japan, we have an all-star cast of great and popular voice actors voicing our main characters. We have the previously mentioned Caitlin Glass voicing Haruhi, J. Michael Tatum, who has a tendency to voice cool and collected characters for the most part, voices Kyoya. The twins are voiced by Todd Hapricorn and Greg Aries. Honey Senpai the cinnamon roll is voiced by Lucy Christian, while his cousin Mori is voiced by Travis Willingham. And finally, we have Tamaki, voiced by Vic Mignogna, and each one of them puts in a really good performance, easily fitting the roles that they were assigned, and in some instances, like Tamaki and Haruhi, subjectively filling the role even better than the original Japanese VAs.
Huh. Interesting.
Yep. Anyways, I think I hear them coming, so I'll talk to you later.
Huh. I want to see more with the dog for some reason. Anyways, let's wrap this up. Overall, Ouran High School Host Club is a pretty good harem anime, and I highly recommend it. So that concludes this review. I'm the Mounty, and thanks for watching.
So it appears harming his fiancée isn't gonna work. Looks like I'll have to look for another target then. Stop right where you are. Pathetic.